Live.
Okay, have we got sound?
We good?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Great.
So I'm going to show you the new image for one of our friends.
It's me.
Willem Valera's his new image profile.
Amazing.
It's new
Picture.
upgraded Billum. I say new upgraded. It's a slightly older Billum, which is probably more like the one in the picture behind me. Behind me is a little bit young.
Yeah.
I think this is more appropriate for Billum, and we've been around. We're kind of
Bit of a
out and
1,000
about.
yard
He's a little bit
stare.
more gaunt.
He's had hard life. He's had a few hard adventures.
That is literally a bad post round.
Yeah,
was it the 1,000 yard stare or whatever after his experience with
1,000 yard stare.
yeah.
Multiple experiences.
Reminds me a bit of the XO from Battlestar.
Nice. Yeah, you're right. It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you've got there, gentlemen, on your landing page is the map of the Spinward Marches. Okay, so the Spinward Marches is the next sector coreward, north of the Trojan Reach. And it's where Billum and Zim, Dr. Zim, are from. It's where Dax and Dr. Zim are from. Billum is from the next one to the right, the next sector that would be trailing. Trailing is to the right or east. You can see the whole right side of the map is taken up by the Imperium, the Third Imperium, and on the top left corner you've got the Zodani Consulate, which are the humans that are very heavily augmented and have a sort of hive mind culture. You've got a group of other little cultures here. You've got the Darien Confederation, kind of over here. Space elves. I like to think space elves. Mm-hmm. And you've got the Sword Worlds. I like to think space Vikings. Down here, you've got Bowman, which is where Dax is from.
Shithole.
Yeah. Up here, you've got Regina. You've got Regina, which is where Dr. Zim is from. And that's a sort of subsector capital. So that whole area is a sector, and each of those little sections is called a subsector. Now, the reason I've put that on is because we're going to start with a little bit of news. So the news, obviously, every system has got its own sort of, regional news and whatnot. The Travelers News Society is a massive imperial organization. It's like the BBC of the Third Imperium, and it prides itself on its independence and its journalistic rigor. Does it get some money from the Imperium? Perhaps it does. Who knows? Yana TK is the the journalist in the Trojan Reach. She's a attractive, snappily dressed woman. She's quite well known as the Travelers News Society journalist in the Trojan Reach, and she's famous for filing stories from some of the most remote and dangerous locations in the Trojan Reach. Now, wherever she goes, stories seem to happen. Some people think it's a marketing ploy, and that she's not even a real person. She's a fictitious personality contrived by the Travelers News Society to generate and maintain interest in broadcasts. Some conspiracy theories, and there's lots of conspiracy theories, suggest this is actually a series of replicated androids distributed around the Reach to ensure that wherever and whenever a story happens, she's there. She's seemingly ageless, has perfect vocal pitch, and is fantastic hair and very attractive, and that just fuels the fantasies. So I have mentioned Yana TK before, but it was a long time ago, and I thought it's about time to have a bit of a reminder of her. The reason I've got that image up there is because there's a few little a couple of little things of news are just kind of reaching you in the Trojan Reach. So if you look to the top, you'll see there's two little systems that are circled, three systems that are circled. There's there is one. Pixie. Pixie is the very sort of top one. So there's been an explosion or a series of explosions at the shipyard facility, the general shipyard facility on Pixie, and these occurred late last year, and it's taken a while for the news to come through to you. And it's a bit of a stir because it's quite a big facility, and it's been the general thinking, the general consensus is that it's almost certainly the work of saboteurs, although authorities differ, as to who those saboteurs might be. Over to the right, there's a system there called Aramax, and it's been bubbling over. A war's been bubbling over for quite a while, and it's actually inflated now. It's conflated to be a full world war. So there's trouble going over there. And then if we look at, there's a system here called Efate, which is the sort of one on the left, just a bit above Regina. And there's been allegations of Zodani involvement in insurgency actions on Efate. Now, these insurgency actions have been denied by the Sector Admiral, Lord Sancheves, and the starport's been closed for a period following this report, and there's been a reported terrorist incident. Imperial authorities have denied rumours that they actually captured a Zodani officer who was acting as an advisor to the insurgents. I can actually share this broadcast with you. So that's your sort of broader news, okay? Now, after a 30-year period of decline, piracy within the Trojan Reach seems to have begun to climb again. Now, this rise in piracy has caused many free traders to start to avoid the Reach, or it's forcing them to operate as convoys. Imperial authorities with the Navy have released a statement that the situation is being looked at, but for now, traders should stick to convoys escorted by the Navy. Safety in numbers. News from Cordan Highport. The recent destruction of 2 fighters has been confirmed to be linked to the escape of wanted criminal Raytar Kavalan. The bounty on the pirate vessel, the Coup de Grace, has been raised to 0.6 million, and details of the ship are to be circulated. Ships belonging to Ogman raiders have been spotted in the borderlands. Now, let's just go to the landing page.
Oh, Jesus. Jump 2 raiders would be a nightmare.
Yeah. So previously, the Ogman raiders have been confined to what's called the Ogman cluster. Ogma, Marduk, and Borite. They have jump 1 ships. But the ships have been seen in the borderland, which is over sort of Argona, Inurin, Cordan, Aranasir, basically the subsector you're in, which would imply that they've gained access to jump 2 ships, broadening their range. All captains are advised to be on their guard when visiting the outer system. Here, there's a system. Now, where is it? It's in the yellow bit there. It's in the Aslan high rate. So, kind of down here. Imperial authorities have reiterated that Imperial vessels entering Aslan space via the Kia system must stick to the permitted flight paths. One of the planets on the system has been interdicted due to a ritual, strictly limited war between 2 of the clans. One of the clans, the Kahir, and another clan, the Taiwa, have forbidden all shipping from coming within 5 astronomical units of the planet. So these 2 clans are at war, but Aslan clans don't go full on at war the way human societies might. They agree on the terms of the war, and that might be a war of assassination. It might be someone, the two groups have got to assassinate an opponent, this is a strictly limited war, so there'll be rules of war, and if you break the rules, it would be the worst thing ever. It'd be like betraying your honor, and it would be worse than losing. It would be worse than losing. So this is a strictly limited ritual war that's going on in that planet. So any Imperial captains going through that system must stick to the permitted flight plans, and there are ways to sort of enter Aslan space through these strict areas. Okay, there's a
just real quick. Where was that war again?
Kia down here.
Kia down there. Okay.
Hold on, I've got to remove.
Bit off the beaten track. It's only a subsector over. It's not super far. It's about 14 parsecs from where you are. It's doable if you wanted to go over that way, if you had a reason to go into Aslan space. Now, there's been a funny advert that's been appearing in some of the transmissions recently. It's a company called Chainmail Bikini. Now, no one really knows where this company's based. Their advertising and marketing is pretty funny. It says, want to walk through a hail of bullets and look sexy as hell while you're doing it? Do you want to render yourself impervious to the plasma rifles of your weeping enemies? Do you want to wear a push-up bra that fires on full auto? Then you need Chainmail Bikini. Open at select discretionary locations across the Reach now. Where is this shop based? No one really knows, but it seems to be selling top like military grade armor. Who knows where they're based? So that's Chainmail Bikini. And if you look in your journal tab, you've obviously got your library data file. There's a file there called Today on TNS. Can you see that yet?
No.
What about now?
Yeah, that's there now.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that.
TNS with Yana TK.
Get rid of that. Let's get rid of that GM info. Delete that one. Oops.
All gone.
Oh, delete that
it's
one.
gone.
So I just deleted. I just showed you about something by accident. I was like, I've got some GM info on there.
Luckily, I can't read very quickly.
I'll do it again. Let me share it again. Today on TNS. There you go.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah. And any future news broadcasts, I'll pop onto that. Just in case you ever wanted to look back at it. But it's all going to be there for access in case you sort of think, starting to put a few bits together here. Mm-hmm. Now, last week, it's a pretty hairy session at the beginning.
Oh my God.
You managed to
smell of bacon.
There was nearly the smell. There was the smell of bacon butties permeated that underground facility. As Scratch took a couple of intense hits, and I was really worried he was going to die. Mm-hmm. But you defeated the robots. Well, Billum destroyed a robot, and Dax destroyed 2 or 3 of the robots.
2, I think.
Or at least majorly destroyed. I got 1 shot off.
You got 1 shot,
but it was pretty much sparking after Dax had his way.
You did pretty well. Ratar, for some reason, decided to climb down into the pit and not fire
anything.
Not do anything. Not fire his gun. Even though he did have a weapon, decided not to fire it. So I should have.
I like that he spent the whole time climbing down in the pit. So we finished them off, and we're like, "Climb back up." What are you doing down there?
Yeah. Because basically, he said, "I don't think the odds of hitting the robots are high enough to justify shooting it. So I'm basically not going to try. I'm not going to try."
Yeah, I like the fact it was proper gamer maths. It was like, I'm not taking those odds. It's like, no, roll dice, mate. You never know what could happen.
You never know what might happen. It'd be quite heroic if it happens.
That's the whole thing, isn't it? It's actually what you want is only one of those 20 faces or whatever to be able to be the one that saves you. Like
exactly.
Yeah. And Dax made a little quip about how he didn't take a scratch.
Too soon.
Despite Scratch taking a bit of a burning,
half cooked on the side.
Yeah. And when they got back,
there was a weird moment, Mickey, where Scratch was in pain through being hit by this laser, but also his mouth was slightly watering because he could smell his own smell of his cooking flesh.
That is dark, man.
And when he got back, I liked it when you lit a cigar off your burning clothes. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh,
and when you got back on the ship, Goldtooth and Kirsch were very quiet, just like that, just watching you. And you spent a few days in the auto dock and just convalescing with a giant strawberry milkshake. As you were recovering under the administrations of Dr. Zim. Ratar, Dax, and Bill went to meet the Baroness because you were like going to discuss what next. We've just found this facility with this cradle for this high-tech weapon, super high-tech weapon. And what are the implications of that? So you went down to her place. I can actually for Mickey's benefit, I think we can kind of remind you of that. The Baroness's Manor.
It's a beautiful spot. Oh.
There it is. So you sort of returned to the Baroness's Manor, and you met, or re-met again, the Baroness Lux, and told her what you'd found and what do we do next? Is the mission complete? And she said that although there'd been some bit of skirmish along the border, the forces seemed to have partially withdrawn, and there was a bit of waiting, a bit of probably mission not quite achieved just yet. And then you were like, what can we do to try and fire this up a little bit more? So I'll take you to, I think, you decided you were going to go to Ellerton, didn't you?
Yeah, you should know as well, during that meeting, we think that Ratar kind of took a shine to her.
He did.
And
he was like, I'm going to marry her.
and Andy got genuinely nervously flustered in trying to talk to a female roleplay character.
Fantastic.
Which was brilliant. And he was tripping over his own words, and he went, I'm actually genuinely getting quite nervous to try and talk to a woman.
And then he was like, and then I took a big drink, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then when he asked her for her number, can I have your number? And she was like, oh, I think we'll be in contact at some point.
Oh man, I can imagine. I bet you were horrible to him, weren't you? I bet you really.
She shut him right down.
I can just imagine Mike turning the knife on that, the way you do it when you play a difficult character. I can just imagine you being a real bastard of a woman.
I really made him sweat. He was properly trying to charm her, and she was like, this woman's an aristocrat. She's a smooth operator, and you're a bit of a nerd who sits in his bedroom most of the day. She's way above your pay grade, mate. And then he was like, I'm going to marry her.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And that was when we saw the Cordan magazine.
The magazine, yes.
Mickey needs to see the Coup de Girls.
The Coup de Girls.
We now have a cult following.
Oh, I did see this magazine cover. That is one of the best magazine covers of all time, mate. Well done.
Yeah, it's like it's a group of fangirls. If you sort of open the page up a little bit or click on it, you'll sort of see the bottom. The Coup de Girls. Yeah. Just who are these rising stars? And it's a craze that swept the high port. There's obviously a bit of excitement about who these pirates are, and there's overnight this subculture's arisen, and there's these girls who are just like, they just adore you all. They don't know anything about you. They've seen some grainy pictures, but it doesn't matter. It just adds to the mystery.
They just know there's something about eyes.
Just something about you, yeah. Something about you. So that was that. Yeah, your plan, as I understood it, but you can definitely correct me or interject here, was that you had some video footage of this underground facility.
Yeah.
Potential to use that potential to use that as leverage. Dan had suggested maybe, or Scratch had suggested maybe go into Ellerton to do a bit of carousing and investigation. There were these. Let me show you the map. Let's take you to the. Map.
There's like an old bunker or building or something, right? With transmission
like a ruined tower.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm gonna show you because you did a flyover. You did a flyover, didn't you?
We did. We did a stealth flyover for a bit of recon.
You did a flyover. Let's just see. No, let's just. It's just thinking. Here we go. Okay. So you did this flyover, and at that time, the coup was able to take a scan of the area, and she's also able to identify some of the police and paramilitary forces that are operating on the ground there. So what you've got over here on the sort of north bank and up in the hills, there's what looks to be some kind of ruined building. And there's a fair bit of electronic activity broadcast out of there. Stationary, with potentially like a small unit of paramilitary forces. On the North Bridge, you've got a couple of groups which are stationary, and they seem to have some mechanized vehicles, and they're just kind of waiting on the North Bridge. And then moving through the town in two groups of two. Are these 4 squads of local police, but they're loyal to Baron Halley. Baron Halley's terrain is in the north. Baron Ferro's terrain is in the south. These people, if you look, you'd think they feel more connected to the lands of Baron Ferro, but they actually lie within the lands of Baron Halley. So there's been a bit of trouble because of the disappearance of Agraki, and then people have been, there's been some demonstrations, and there's been people saying the good riddance to Agraki. You know, probably someone's finished him off. He's a vulture. He's a vampire. The barons are sucking the life out of us, and it's created a little bit of trouble. Some of these forces came in to the North Bridge, and there was a bit of a standoff over the river, but they've not entered the river, and in fact they've withdrawn a little bit. The local police on the ground have been conducting house-to-house searches, and a few people have been arrested, but nothing major has really sort of kicked off so far. So one of the things you said last week was potentially going to investigate these ruins. There's this, there were definitely some forces there. There's some electronic activity and the stuff going on.
Some kind of signal, did you say?
Yes, yeah, probably like, and it's there's communications basically going from that point to these groups on the North Bridge and to the local police. So it's going sort of back and forth, encrypted, but probably could be cracked by the coup. You've also, so you said potentially, do we blow the bridge? That was a suggestion. Do we blow the bridge? And then Andrew, betraying his Russian background, not betraying, in fact using it is for inspiration, said, why don't we just go and pay some people, bribe them to say they'd been beaten up by the police? Why don't we go and get some uniforms?
Yeah, let's do all of his ideas.
Yeah, shit in the river, video it, and release the video that Baron Halley's troops had been shitting in the river and its pollution.
Showing disrespect,
yeah. He said we could pay the citizens to just be miserable, be unhappy, or to say they'd been beaten up by the forces. So he was very much of a let's just cause a bit of discord and a bit of dissent with bribery.
And then he decided that that nothing sends a more divisive message than religion, so we should get a priest to shit in the river wearing the uniform. It was getting ridiculous. When you left, Dan, I was
Is that when I
calming
left?
down.
Yeah, because I had to jump off.
Yeah.
As he was suggesting the shitting in the river, and I had to jump off real quick.
Yeah, it just kept escalating. I kept saying to him, they're all great ideas. Let's just
kept
find
coming out.
what's going on. Let's go in and see why the people are annoyed and what we could do. And he's like, no. What we do is,
I think that's what we'd said is the plan was. I think Dax had said, I said let's get down there, and then Dax had said, why don't we go in and just get the general feeling of what the locals are actually feeling like, because we think they're against the Hallie, who they're in. Let's just get a general vibe. And that's when then the idea of shitting in the river started.
Well, he was also talking about burning all the crops.
Yeah.
So that we could starve them out.
Food stores.
And we were like, I mean, they're relatively primitive compared to the starport, but this isn't like a Stone Age settlement. Like burning the fields will not starve them out overnight.
No. Didn't he? He came up with a plan as well to start to pollute the water and then buy a load of bottled water and start selling it for a profit.
This was the other thing that he said. He made me promise I would definitely bring up to the group this week when he wasn't here, was whatever we do, whatever chaos we cause, we should buy a load of stuff that solves that chaos. So like have a video of someone shitting in the river and then sell bottled water. He's like, then we can make a profit. And I was like, Andy, we're getting like a $4 bajillion manor for doing this. I'm not selling $5 bottled water on a street corner for 3 months. Just because someone shat in the river.
I'll work out how much he'll make, and we'll see if there's some money to be made, because the city's got a population of about 5,000. So
we can use his broker skill, but
can use his broker skill, yeah.
They were brilliant ideas. He was properly fired up.
He was properly fired up, yeah.
I went in with the typical Dax suggestion. I was like, we could just like stealth the coup under the bridge, blow the bridge up, and both sides will go aggro. But that could cause massive backlash on the citizens. Andy was far more insidious.
He was pretty insidious. Now you've also had a message. You've left the Baroness and you've gone over the city and you're up in the orbit, or you've parked somewhere, you've landed somewhere. You've had a message from the Baroness the next morning, basically, and I had to sort of fan out my Russian accent because I just couldn't do it with a straight face. With that.
I think it's last time you did it, Andy fell in love with you. You want to be careful.
He did fall in love with me. Yeah, it was proper sexy. Basically, the Baroness has said she's had a fitful night's sleep following those revelations, and basically her and the GM have processed the implications of your news, and her main worry is that Baron Hallie has got some new friends. Where has he got this high-tech equipment? Where has he got these robots? And why? What's he doing with them? Does he want to hold the High Port to ransom? Does he want to destroy it? Why would he do that? But basically, his actions could threaten the planet's stability, doesn't it? That they rule here independent of the Imperium as long as they don't rock the boat.
Yeah.
And that is not going to go on if they start firing these kind of interstellar weapons. The only purpose for this weapon is to fire at an orbital target.
What dependency does a planet have on its high port, like the high port that's there? Are they dependent on that for trade coming in and then coming down to surface?
Yeah. So any crops, any sort of agricultural produce would go through that high port.
Has to go through the high port. I know it's same as any imports. Would they have to come through that and then down onto the planet?
They wouldn't have to. They wouldn't have to. I guess like a ship could come into system. A ship could come into system and land.
But would they report to that? Does the?
It's just I want to imagine it as like a trade hub.
Oh, okay, fine, okay.
You don't have to go up there. You could land on the planet. You could get your trade. You could go off. You don't have to call it the high port. But it's just a bit of it's a trade hub. It's a meeting place. There's lots. If you're a buyer, if you're a broker, you want to be at the center of it, and it's just where it's business hub. It's a business hub, basically.
There's another sort of once, because we decided we'd sort of come here and maybe stir up the trouble, because it sounded from Baroness Lux like we hadn't quite stoked the fires enough, and we needed to be starting a bit of chaos in this place. But then Scratch had talked about, which is why Dan had mentioned getting the video footage, that we could potentially use the video footage as essentially as bribery material to get in to see the Baron in his castle and see if we can learn more about his new friends. We might, if we've got that evidence, not have to sort of sneak in. We might be able to kind of arrange a meeting.
Walk in.
And the other thing is, we are, Lux is offering us a luxury mansion, but maybe Hallie could offer us even more than that. We could go in there as prospective potential traders, as a mercenary crew.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want here.
And find out what he's up to. But before that, I think we need to work out what on earth is going on here.
Here's a view of the city from the air, or the town. It's not a city. Ellerton from the air.
Love it.
It's a relatively small town, 4,000, 5,000 people, nestled along this. It's this kind of riverside settlement, surrounded by hills and mountains. The sky here is very deep blue. The air will be crisp and fresh. The town has got a bit of a rough outer rim look to it. Got craggy mountains and forested hills. Hard to tell what the buildings are like, but it's not like a grid system. It looks a fairly bit of a sort of chaotic mishmash. And that's pretty much all you would be able to know from the air. And you've got these groups of local police sort of moving through.
Yeah.
So, thinking about it, we had the idea of going down there, seeing what was happening, maybe causing some kind of disruption, and then going. Do you think we even need to do that, or do you think we can make our way just north to gather information from what's in that building?
To the
sort of ruin.
Yeah, the
ruins.
Building.
Yeah.
Well,
I think there's two options, aren't there? And I think if the ruins broadcasting a signal and potentially broadcasting a signal to those troops on the North Bridge, there might be more information in that signal than we would get from spending 18 hours talking to locals in pubs and trying to work out whether they like Hallie, and if not, why not?
I think so. Like, go straight to whatever that source is. Like, what do you think? I don't know. I just suddenly thought then we could spend 3 weeks shitting in the river.
It's
what do you think, Bill?
Broadcasting over and over a video of a priest crapping in the river.
I genuinely don't know. I'm kind of a bit. What did we? So was it last week you managed to? So I do apologise. I just not even had a chance to watch the video from last week. So did you find what was in the hills? Because that was the thing, wasn't it? Last week you were going. I remember basically that was the last I remember was we were going to go and search in the hills to see what it was.
Yeah. So we got into the mountains and found that base.
Yeah.
That had that sort of gun mount in it, and then we got attacked by those robots.
Yeah.
So last week was sort of fighting the robots, and then coming back for Scratch to heal, and we went and spoke to the Baroness, and then we started.
There wasn't anything else there. What we kind of got to the end point of that base, and the base was that underground mount for the gun to go into. So after I got cooked, we decided then we defeated and got out of there, and that's when we went to speak to her to let her know what was going on.
Okay.
You could if you go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask. So it's kind of like where, and then in the bigger. This was Ellerton. We're looking at the map of now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ellerton. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So I need to zoom out a little bit. Actually.
And where this is, Mickey, this is. Do you remember when we blew the dam and we'd done all that? Then we had those two options. One was there was news of unrest in the northwest, and that's where this is. But then it was also, we picked up energy that was being routed to the southeast mountains.
Yeah.
And that's when we decided, we'll go to the mountains. If we've already caused unrest up here, let that bubble over and we'll go and find out the mountains. Now we've done the mountain thing, really the unrest isn't quite as big as we maybe thought it was. It's just more under, just beginning to bubble up. It hasn't spilled over yet. So we wondered, do we need to go there and get it to bubble over to cause more problems? And in doing so, that's when we found out what's going on then. There's like some kind of signal coming out from this place down to the local police, who effectively should be on the side of the people in the town. But then the people in the town are slightly more loyal to the southern Baron. So yeah, that's where we're at with it.
Yeah. So you've got, there's Ellerton.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the Baron's castle. Oops. There.
I need to zoom out a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is where the mountains facility was with the robots. And there's the dam.
Yeah, gotcha. And did you say the police are receiving signals, as in their androids or something, or?
No. You just know that there's some forces that are moving into Ellerton from Baron Halley's terrain, and there's been a little bit of street trouble, protests, arrests, and that also Baron Ferro had said that if that he would happily send his forces in to help with the investigations, and Baron Halley said, no, you don't need to interfere. We've got this. And there's been some people on the ground have been saying, stirring it up. There's been some local agitators and people have been arrested. Now the Baroness, one of the things she'd wanted was to stir things up, so that the two sides don't go into full out war, but they basically weaken each other. She felt they were working together against her. If maybe not actually in partnership, they were gradually moving to a position. So she wanted to divide and conquer a little bit.
Okay.
And so I think we've sort of got two remits now. One is to create this tension between the two barons and support the Baroness. And the other one is to work out what Halley is doing with these ridiculous weapons in this facility in the mountains. And potentially, and we talked about like going and seeing the Baron, or maybe even just leaking the information some way to sort of discredit him. But if we could work out who he's working with, so we could spark stuff at Ellerton, and we might find that whatever that signal is has a bit of information in on sort of Halley's plans in general that might inform why he would be amassing all these sort of weapons, or why, whether he's got a new ally or he's working with the Imperium or something.
What do we know about that signal at the minute?
So Zim could do an electronics roll if you want, and
It'd be
see
good to
what
find out what the content of it is, or a bit more.
Come on, Ducat.
Okay, so let's do a roll for Zim. So he's gonna get a positive because of the Harrier has got +4 electronic warfare. It could be upgraded to +6. He also gets a tech level discrepancy.
Yeah, because Lydia's insane.
Yeah. Well, the Harrier's insane as well. The Harrier's insane compared to the forces on the ground. So let's roll.
He rolls 9.
Effect of 9. So he's basically able to completely their signals are encrypted. Just cracks it open like cracking an egg, and basically this is just signals from a command post to the forces on the ground, just saying, move through these streets in squads. I can tell you a bit more about the forces actually. So let's take you back to the map. Let's take you back to the map of Ellerton. Bit jarring sound, audio. Sorry. So you've got these guys. You've got this group. Let's put that to red. Configure. Okay, so you've got the forces there in the hills. There looks to be like a squad. So probably 4 or 5 paramilitary police, soldiers, whatever. With a fair amount of tech, some sort of heavy, maybe some trucks or vehicles, hard to tell, there, and they're using that as a command outpost to direct the operations further on the ground. That place has got some elevation. So you've got 2 groups of 4 down here, or a group of 4 each. So you've got 8 guys down there, and then each of these little guys down here on the ground, each of those is a squad of 4. So you've got like they're moving in. Yeah, but they're moving. There's like Group A and Group B.
Mm-hmm.
Like Group A, Group B. Now you've also got. This was not picked up in the initial scans, but Zim has picked it up. You've also got, just sheltering in the trees, a truck. Big truck there. With looks like a big heavy metal thing.
So it might be that the ruin is the best place to go in the first place, because it seems the sort of least manned. And if there's 4 people there, we could potentially take them out, take their weapons, armor, and IDs. And if we
broadcast different orders,
or broadcast, videos of Halley's crates in the mountains, or all sorts of stuff.
we could even broadcast like new instructions to move further down to the southern part of the town.
Yeah.
Almost as if they're creating like a barrier to is it?
Yeah,
what's
to
the other
Pharaoh.
barrier to the south? Pharaoh. Like
Yep.
Pharaoh's troops. So it's almost like that, when you're on borders.
Yeah.
Why do you need to be near the border? But we tell them to go down near the border because that's seen as aggressive. We could almost
Seen as
tell
aggressive,
them to do
yeah.
that. And we could don't cross over, but we get them orders to move, to act slightly
Oh, nice.
aggressively
So it
down
looks
onto
like
the
they're
border.
actually, it looks like they're moving towards Baron Pharaoh's terrain.
Without
I like that.
crossing to antagonize that way, maybe.
And
That
we
could be
could
something to-
could tell them that we're anticipating an attack from Pharaoh. So weapons ready, stay on guard, look aggressive, try and deter.
under no circumstances cross into their territory, though.
Maintain
So-
the border, but don't cross the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty sneaky.
And then we could potentially get some footage from the coup of that happening and use that station to broadcast that to Pharaoh.
Sorry, did you say that I missed the bit on? Did you say we could basically retransmit using their encrypted signal to give orders to their troops?
We could try. That's what we're
you could
thinking. If we
certainly do
get
that,
there,
yeah.
we're wondering if we get there. We could then send this new signal, this new orders. Yeah.
Yeah, great shout. I like that. And then actually, like you say, kind of, then we can start. We can completely mess with both sides. If we're this far tech advanced of their comm systems, we need to be careful though of someone realizing that the source of the order didn't originate from who the people on the ground think it originated from. Like, that'll only fly, once or twice before someone realizes someone's sending false signals, right?
But if we get to that base, that tower in the mountains, if we actually physically get there, take them out and broadcast from there, it's an actual genuine broadcast.
We use their broadcast equipment with their encoding ciphers and stuff from there, so it's all detected from an official source.
And then how about, we were going to use the footage as leverage. We're now aware of this media broadcast company, TNS. No, what were they called?
TNS.
Why don't we reach out to the superstar journalists of TNS for some exclusive footage that could then also be broadcast in this whole sector, right?
Might take some time.
Yeah, but they said we could start that. That's an option.
If you say
reach out,
3 times, she appears.
Yeah, you could reach out. Could take some weeks. If you say a name 3 times in the mirror, she appears. Yeah, nice. Click your heels as well. Don't forget that.
I can't remember her name. No,
Yana TK.
Yana TK, that's it.
What was it?
Yana TK.
One more time for me. Sorry, what was it?
Yana.
Oh, she's here.
Oh, you clever bastard. What do you want to do first?
I'm definitely with Scratch. I think exploring the ruin first gives us it's the safest route from a troop point of view. Gives us some tactical options. We might even have some, there might be some relays and information up there from the troops on the ground. It might be a safer way to look into the city than wandering up the streets where we could get pulled over by some of Hallie's troops.
Could be heavily outnumbered, couldn't you, in the streets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, just on the my healing, you worked out like the points was 8 points. Can I put another 8 points back? Like, how long have I been in? Like, how many days? Was it per day?
Yeah,
Those were the points that were coming back.
You healed 7 points.
Oh, 7, wasn't it? Started,
didn't you?
Yeah.
And then basically, you can stay in the ship as long as you want until you're fully healed. So let me just look up the healing again, and we'll work out how many days it takes. Because I presume you're going to want to be fully healed, aren't you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
we had a bit of a trek back to Baroness Lux's, and then we had a sort of a day with her and a day commiserating Raytar after he unsuccessfully tried to pick her up. So we can. I mean, Ellerton's been sitting waiting as a hotspot for a week and a bit now, so we can always give it another 24 hours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's your endurance dice modifier at the moment, Scratch?
-3.
Okay, so roll a d6 for, and when you put your points back.
Yeah, I put them all back into strength and dex first.
Well, actually, you can put them anywhere.
So if you put endurance first, you've got a better chance of natural healing.
Yeah, so I got it wrong there because you put it at the order that they went down.
Yeah,
put
that's
it anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go,
so change it to endurance.
I just want it on record. Mike just said to you, Dan, put it anywhere. So you do with that what you will.
Do that what you want. Yeah, do that what you want. That'll be next DerbyCon. That.
That's the brand name for that one. Is it DerbyCon?
Put it anywhere.
Put it anywhere on the t-shirt.
Hashtag put it anywhere.
It'll be on the back of the t-shirt. Back of the t-shirt.
Yeah, sort of like a tramp stamp, lower back.
Yeah. Okay, so that's put my endurance back. The modifier is at +0 now.
Okay, so is your endurance at full now?
No, it's not. It's still got 4. I've still got 4 in it. I have endurance of 11.
Right. Okay.
So I've still got 4 in the damage part.
Okay. So roll. So your endurance dice modifier now is 0, isn't it? So roll a d6 for me.
A d6, like a d6.
So you gain 4 points on one day. So roll a d. How many points do you need?
12 in total. I've got 4 in strength, 4 in dex, and 4 in endurance. So I'm now going to clear them from endurance.
Yeah, then you get your modifier
that one because now I've got a +1.
Right. Okay. So roll the d6 again.
So that would be +1, so 6.
Yeah.
If I clear that one, and that's on 2.
Okay.
I've just got 2 hits now to try and.
Okay, so just you can roll, but I mean,
I'll get it because of the +1. So okay, we're good.
So it's going to take 3 days.
Yeah.
For Scratch to recover. Yeah. Okay.
Which I think in the time we've had makes sense because we had the initial Zim stabilizing boost got me up to a gooder level, better level. Then we had the day of being with
Baroness. Yeah.
Then the recovery day and moving over, and then I guess this is the third day of me getting back to health. Yeah. Okay.
So if you look on that tab along the left, the vertical column on the left, if you go down, there's one called Journal Notes.
Oh yeah.
And then if you go across, there's one there called, excuse me, SC. That's your calendar.
Yep.
Right. So 1, 2, 3. We're on the 42nd, day 42, which I just kind of estimated, but it'll work out quite nicely. that's kind of 4 days after the mountain assault.
Yeah, so that's plenty of time for you to have healed then.
Yeah, okay.
Plenty of time
That's it
for you,
then. Yeah,
for you
okay,
to heal.
great.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where we are. And we're going to go and tackle this. You want to go and tackle this ruined outpost, don't you?
Yes.
This sort of command outpost.
Mm-hmm.
The mountains here are very are quite dark, heavy. Think like it would be like volcanic rock, really, almost like Welsh kind of dark mountains. Trees tend to be quite small, quite sparse, because the mountains are so rocky. But how are you going to approach this outpost? Are you going to go on foot, or are you going to go by air raft, or do you want to just zoom in on the coup and blast it from the air? What do you want to do?
Nuke it from orbit.
Still way to be sure.
I mean, I would suggest if we can air raft to somewhere relatively close without being seen would be good, but air raft's got a good chance of being spotted, whereas the coup can at least stealth. We might not be able to get the coup landed in the mountains, but perhaps if we could get it somewhere near stealthed up. I've got a squirrel suit, so we could all jump out if we all bought squirrel suits. What could go wrong?
Right,
but
squirrel.
The other option is if we got the coup a bit further away, we could take some of the grav bikes and or the APC that we've got.
We've got one grav bike.
Yeah, but that's those are probably going to generate a little bit more noticeable noise than a single air raft. What do we think, boys?
I feel like I think you're right. Nuking it from orbit, someone's going to spot that. It kind of just feels like it's too overt. I don't know. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was going to say we want to get in there and use it.
Yeah. We don't want to wreck the equipment because we need to use it.
It is going to massively, mess that up. I think you're right. Let's find somewhere.
What about that truck? Is there anything we can do going in that truck that's hidden? Do you reckon we could go over there, get that? That's maybe their truck and drive that up?
That's interesting. Even if that's got a couple of guards, that's fewer than there are at the outpost, and then we could drive in an official vehicle.
Yeah, drive up there and there with that vehicle maybe.
I like that, and that's outside the mountains as well, so we could perhaps land the coup quite close, stealthed. And then
those trees.
There is a bit of an old road that sort of, I've not really put that road on, but let's kind of draw that road on. So I think we'll say the road, it's like more of a it's barely a road, it's more of a path that sort of joins this kind of like that you could perhaps drive a vehicle along. It's a very old road and it's very, very rough. Going would be very slow.
All very dangerous if we went fast.
Very dangerous.
I could drive.
What do we think? Should we try to go for that?
I think so. I think we go and explore that truck first and see what's going on. And then if we can, we use any uniforms that might be in it or on any staff around it, and try and infiltrate the base head on. Because otherwise we'll get spotted on the way in, and that's a communication point. So immediately there'll be warnings going out to everyone. Yeah, good call.
Could we jam it could we get the coup though to do like a localized jam, so actually while we're going for it they can't send us
really good.
That's a brilliant idea.
Zim, once we're in that truck, get Zim to then jam the signal.
The coup tech will just wipe out that signal, and by the time they've worked out what's going on, we'll have re-established it.
And then we've got a bit more of a window to do whatever we need to do. Then it can be a little less stealthy if we need to.
Yeah. Okay. So, how are you going to approach that? That sort of little, looks like a bit of a farm with the backs up against some woods.
Do we reckon we could get either the coup down on the far side of the woods stealthed, or an air raft down on sort of the far side of the woods without being spotted?
don't know. It's up to you.
If Scratch was on his game.
I feel like a stealth coup might be our best bet to get it in behind
I
us.
think so, because I mean, the air raft could potentially be seen from the city. It could be seen from the communications outpost. So I think if we stealth the coup, landed it perhaps on the far side of those trees, and then we went on foot through the trees to try and get to the farm and the truck.
Yeah.
So distance. So say if you sort of like here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is that is about 300 meters. Or a bit closer. Do you want to get a bit closer than that?
I think 300 is probably not bad, because I mean the coup will be stealth, but it will still make noise.
It'll make some noise, won't it?
So and you know, it might disturb birds and stuff. So we want to be able to bring it down, and then perhaps take a few minutes to make our way through there, so that you know, when they've had a look and they've not seen anything, they've kind of calmed down again if there is anyone there.
Okay. So I'm not going to make you make a roll for that. I'm going to let you bring the coup down. Although might make you make a roll. I think let's make you make a roll, Bill. So are you going to pilot this ship down?
Let's see where this 1,000-yard stare comes from.
Yeah. Let's see how stealthy you can make this roll, then, please, Bill.
All right, let me just bring up the.
I'm just glad the drunk wolf isn't piloting for once.
You say that now. Bring back the drunk wolf. Bring back the drunk wolf.
I'm just going to get a beer while I prepare for this. I can even reach and grab it.
I'm going to do the roll, and then I'm going to go and get a beer. But let's see how this goes. Yeah. So, what are we doing? Space.
So roll pilot spacecraft.
Yeah.
With Dex as a modifier.
I'm going to say nothing makes a modifier for Billum.
No, I know that feeling. Dex has one stat.
I get a few that bring it down to -1, but there aren't many that do positive.
I've got a lot of those. I've got one that takes it down to -4.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Go on, Billy boy.
Wha-bam! Shit.
Okay.
No, technically, that
can be a success. That can be a success, but with consequence.
Okay.
So the consequence is going to be you startle a load of animals. So you land. You didn't really see them, but there was this like a herd of animals, a bit like deer. We'll just say they look a bit like deer, that are sort of grazing in that area, and they go flying off. They and you stir up some birds. There's a flock of birds as well. You don't know whether that's betrayed your presence.
But the stealth hull is on.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah,
I mean, you could see it if you got close enough. But...
Yeah, but you know, at a glance, you know, there's nothing to stop us staying in the ship for 20 minutes while everything settles back down again.
Just waiting.
Yeah, rather than piling out.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you have that. Yeah, so nothing happens.
Nice.
Okay.
Like it. Yeah. I'm nervous for the rolls already.
And then when you're ready, you're gonna proceed. So who's gonna go? I take it you three are gonna go. Do you want any of the NPC crew to come with you?
Goldtooth.
Yeah, I think Goldtooth is a must, and I wonder whether we take Zim in case some of the equipment needs to be used locally. You know, we can keep him protected, but in case we can't control it from the coup, you know, we can block the signal, but if we want to send a message from that transmitter, do we need?
Is there anyone, if he's not on board, is there anyone on board that can jam the signal when we're getting close to it?
Not as well as him.
Yeah, I mean, no one can as well as Zim. Silek.
Raytar's okay. Raytar's got some skills in electronics.
Yeah, and Raytar does not want to go on away missions anymore ever since he got his jaw broken.
Let's do that then. Let's leave that with Raytar to jam the signal.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to bring you. So do you want to go through the woods or do you want to skirt the woods? Which way do you want to approach?
I think we go through the woods because then we've got some cover.
Proceed through the woods. Okay.
So I was thinking Dax is going to pack the sniper rifle for this one. Sniper rifle and the shotgun, along with his usual weapons. But if we can do, he can do a bit of a scan of the site from the tree line and see what we're looking at through the scope.
Okay. So I'm going to bring you onto a blank map.
My scope's broken. I can't see anything.
Just lean over and just take the cap off you.
Oh, time for Dad. I thought I got blind.
So can you see just a blank map there?
Yeah.
Blank page,
Yes,
white page.
White
Okay.
page, yeah.
And it's even entitled A Blank Map, which is suspicious.
It's called a blank map. That is because I am going to pop, because I hadn't planned on you doing this. So I have what's called a blank map ready. So you've got the trees.
Oh,
right?
Nice. Hand-drawn trees.
Hand-drawn trees there. Kind of there. You've got this farm building. Kind of there. Oops. And then kind of there. And then was there any other, let me just have a little look. Were there any other buildings there? There's a map of Ellerton. Let's just view that. Just want to see if there are any other buildings on that site. Oh, it's just the map of Ellerton's so big it just takes a moment for it to run. Yeah, there was another little building, and then the right. Okay.
I'm just going to grab a beer quick. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Good call. I'm just going to nip to the loo.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Well, I'll just set this up if you guys want to grab a beer.
Cool. No pressure then.
Complex. Yeah.
Right, back in a moment.
We've got another little building, sort of there, and then we've got this truck, sort of. Now, how big is that? 3 meters, bit longer, 4.5 meters, about there. Okay, so let's draw some. This is building. That's a building. That's a building. And the sort of woods carry on. Kind of like that. And you guys are sort of coming kind of that way, yeah?
Yes.
So let's bring you onto the map. Got Bill. Got Dax. Got Zim. And we've got Scratch. And what we're going to do is you're going to make some recon rolls and some stealth rolls in a minute to see whether you can see anything before it sees you.
There's nothing there to see us then, surely. Like, that's...
Nothing there to see, yeah. Oops. Fuck. Get rid of that. I want to just draw some. There's the truck.
There it is.
Oh, we got trucks.
Never used a freehand map before, but I think I was practicing it the other day because I thought I can't prepare for every eventuality in this game.
Yeah.
I sort of started doing it, and then I was like, it's just too much. And I thought I'll just try and do some freehand maps and do a blank map. And I thought actually it's quite nice. Actually, it feels a bit sort of tabletopy.
Yeah, it's. I particularly like the truck with its wobbly wheels.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a bed on wheels.
Yeah.
Like new car with it.
Yes.
Watched you saying calling us nerds again.
Just hand drawing some beautiful maps. Oh, let me just do so it's that way around. I am. I'm here. I'm just going to mute myself for 2 seconds because I'm printing a document for Rachel's course, but I can hear.
Actually. That's pretty good. There's a door. There's a door. There's a door. There's a door.
I don't think I can see where you've just drawn those. That didn't come on.
It's not come on. Can't see those doors.
That was no. I saw you. You know, as you were saying it, I could see your mouth because it was around here. Like, can you see my cursor? So around here, wasn't it? You were drawing it, but it hasn't appeared.
What about now?
No.
No. Okay, I just tried to use a different thing called Dungeon Draw. You can just draw maps with line of sight and stuff like that. Well, that's annoying if it hasn't come on.
I think that those ones didn't appear. Everything else has, like, the last things you drew before that were the wheels and the bits on the truck.
Right, that's okay.
But before, the door bits didn't appear.
The door bit's not come on. Interesting. Okay, well, it's okay. I just was drawing the buildings over because it would do sort of work line of sight and stuff out like that.
Okay.
But it's okay. You're not going to need line of sight because there's not going to be anything dangerous there, is there?
Nothing there.
No.
Anyway.
Why would we? Right, 2 seconds.
Okay, so Billum and Scratch, actually, what I want you to make is stealth rolls.
Oh, no. I don't have stealth.
So it's unskilled skill.
What's Jack of all trades?
Have you got Jack of all trades?
Yeah.
So your unskilled skill is -2.
Okay.
Rather than -3. Because normally an unskilled skill is -3. So you would set your skill level as -2.
Do I just edit that in that little column?
Yeah.
Characteristic modifier for it? For stealth?
Dex.
Oh, it's Dex again, okay. It's annoying it doesn't kind of remember that, because they're always this, or is it always different? Is it down to the GM to
It's down to the
thing?
GM.
Yeah.
Typically it would be.
Right.
It'd be nice if it was left the same as last time, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just to default for each skill, like what the common one is or something would be.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's
I'll have a look at and see if there's a setting.
So
Okay.
what are we rolling?
Stealth.
I rolled good dice there. I didn't remember my dice being white like that. That's cool.
Let's see what happens when I roll it. Yeah, it did it. I mean, I failed, but it did it, right? It did.
Yeah. Did it? Yeah.
2d6 minus. Oh no, but it did -3. No, it didn't.
No, it's
was
-3 effect,
minus
but I think it was -2 on the thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right, Bill and I are the sneakiest.
Yeah, so you're moving through these woods, and as you're sort of moving through, you've got weapons drawn, have you?
Yeah, Dax.
Tell me what weapons you've got ready.
I have a sniper rifle ready, and I'm trying to get just to the edge of the wood. So not like barging out, but as soon as I've got cover, I want to just scan the place with the scope on the sniper rifle.
Okay. And what time of day is it?
Good question.
Just after midday.
Yeah, I would say it would be early afternoon at the latest if we want to get here and then get to the other facility and then send out a signal at a reasonable hour. Okay. I think we're probably 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Okay, so just after midday, obviously after lunch, Scratch, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going anywhere until I've eaten.
During lunch, Scratch has got a sandwich with him. It's why his stealth wasn't great.
So, okay, so you're moving through, and then there's just this almighty crack as Zim steps on a twig, and the wood is very, very quiet and still.
I knew we should have brought him with us.
And you just hear this like crack, and it sort of seems to echo through the trees. And Scratch as well. You're sort of moving through, and you disturb. There's like a grousey type bird hidden in the woods, and it just sort of explodes out the ground and disappears off into the distance. Can you make recon rolls, please?
Okay.
And what's the modifier for that?
That would be intellect.
Got it.
Get in, baby. Effective 3.
Effective 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know, I thought it was going to land on double sixes for a second there. It looked like it teased me.
Okay, so let's just make a private GM roll here.
No, let's not.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so did you pass that recon? Who passed that recon roll?
I did.
I know I did.
And you did, okay.
Oh,
So, Dax, looks like you've been rumbled. There's two guys moving around the truck. One of them was in the truck and has sort of got out the truck, and he's just alongside of it. And the other one was on the other side, not really sure what he was doing, but he's suddenly come up, and they've heard movement, and they've heard something. So they haven't quite seen you yet, but they know you're there. They know
So they know something's there. They
don't know you're there. They know something's there. They're on alert, basically.
So Dax will just sort of hold up his hand. He knows he's not the only one that sort of spotted it, but he'll say, he'll just whisper into the comm beads and just say, I think they may have noticed. I can see two of them. I propose we let them come to us. We hide in the trees and we do this quick and quiet. And he's going to sling the sniper rifle and draw the monoblade.
Okay, he's going to stay there then, yeah?
Billum will sort of he had his bio-gloop gun to hand.
Ooh, nice.
So I think that's quiet, right? So hopefully it's a reasonably short range.
Apart from the screams as their faces melt off, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I just got to aim for the face.
Yeah.
Aim for the face.
Like you accidentally did to that posh woman
Yeah.
that time.
Don't aim for the face, because then you're sure to hit it. Oh, Billum, you took a little scratch off of those robots as well. You
Did
can
I?
heal. Yeah, you did. You got hit by them, but you can heal that up.
Okay.
If you just return your endurance, the red down back to 0.
I was going to say I thought endurance was coming up at -1. I was like, I don't remember that being -1.
You did.
before.
Yeah,
There we go.
took a bit of a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to let them make the sort of first move here, okay?
Yeah, so Dax is going to try and he's going to draw them on a blade, and he's just going to try and hide sort of in a copse of trees, or behind a big tree or something, and let them come forwards. And if there's anything nearby, like a rock or a chunk of wood or something on your desk, he wants to just scoop that up so that if they come close, he can always chuck that a little bit away and draw their attention.
Okay, so this guy on the other side of the truck, he goes down into a defensive position, into a bit of a half squat, using the truck as cover, and he's drawn some kind of weapon. Can't quite tell what it is. Some kind of rifle, and the other guy has come forwards. Slowly, cautiously, moving forwards in the woods, and he shouts out, "Come out with your hands up, or I will shoot."
Billum's,
What?
can I just do like a caw?
Yeah, you can. You should
Do it.
Go on, do it. Do it now.
It's kind of like what here's the noise. He just sort of caw, caw, really badly. So it's sort of like it's almost like a lure, like a taunt rather than a particularly good.
Caw, baby.
What did you do with that stealth roll before? You didn't fail it, did you?
I did quite well at stealth before, I think. Yeah.
I think me and Bill both got an effect of 3.
Not very good on recon,
Okay.
but
So both me and Zim down lower. We're the ones that failed.
Yeah, but you're not too far away. He calls out again. Show yourself and throw down your weapons. I will fire immediately.
How far away is he?
I just measured that. He's like 4.5 meters or something.
Not far.
Dax wants to just run up. My bionic legs can cover that distance in no time. He just wants to run up and just hit him with a monoblade. Just take this guy out.
So to distract him, can I give out because I'm an animal, a really kind of piggy squeal, like a from down, so that I will sound much more authentic as a animal.
Yeah.
But it's almost as I see you, Dax, like your movement goes up. So I'll do that to hopefully cause that distraction of the noise came from my way. Now there's a weird animal noise coming from that way, but then you're going to run that way just to try and to really get him off guard.
And if it works, I could take this guy out without the other bloke even really knowing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the other thing I was going to say, if I can kind of get a nod, because if he's only 4 meters, my bio-gloop gun's definitely in range of the guy on the other side of the thing. I'm thinking I could.
Got some cover though, hasn't he?
Not from bio-gloop.
The guy on this side of the truck has not got cover. The guy on the other side of the truck has got some cover.
Oh, okay. Right.
That's why he's there. That's why he's there behind.
Don't gloop the truck. Mind you, it's a bio-gloop gun. We're okay. I was going to say, don't gloop the truck. We need it.
Does it melt trucks, or only flesh?
No, it's only really effective against organic.
So I could go for.
Don't forget, it doesn't work particularly well against armor either.
Lucky I got my advanced combat right. Are they wearing armor? Which would mean actually, like Billum seeing them wouldn't be trying to shoot them with a gloop gun. He'd be going for the advanced combat rifle. Because I've got both of them. Like they were both with me.
They look like they're wearing flat jackets. Oh, I can. Do you want to see the picture of them?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let's see what we die to.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, okay, that's rifle time.
You could melt that mouth right off, though, couldn't you?
Yeah, well,
but
to be honest,
they've not got the thing down. They've got it up. It's basically like a heads-up display.
Yeah, so you can shoot them in the face with the bio-gloop gun.
Yeah.
You melt a face, and I'll just slide the monoblades just in a tiny bit of that armor because it'll ignore most of it. I'm on the central supply catalog now to remind myself what the monoblade does. Because here we go. The monoblade is fucking brutal.
So
yeah, it's AP10.
Are we rolling for initiative then, boys? Is this what it is?
You know how Dax rolls. He's just going straight in on this guy.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that he doesn't have a great initiative.
How does it work with us getting the jump?
Yeah. So have you got the jump though? Because you failed your stealth rolls, didn't you?
I didn't.
So those two passed, but we failed. So we're down the bottom today, and that's why I'm trying to make this noise to really make it cement in that they think that it's down. I know we're not that far from each other, but at least when you're scanning, you're now.
They don't know that me and Bill are there, but they know the other two have made a noise.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do get a bonus. So I think it's like a plus. I think surprise is like a +6 actually.
Can I kind of like, because I just noticed that like I've zoomed in a bit and I thought I was where Dax was. I've just noticed I'm actually at the top there.
You're the top one.
Yeah.
Like, can I look at Dax and I'll sort of like make eyes at him, make eyes at him. But I'm going to say like, I'll if I can get this close one at 4 meters, because like literally I can turn out and just melt the motherfucker with my gun, and with your legs you can get over to the other guy almost like and bolt over or whatever and get him on the other. But I'm definitely not going to be able to shoot the other guy on the other side of the van.
Let me just see if I can get to the guy on the other side of the van. I've got.
Just look.
Have a quick look at my Tech World shopping list for my enhanced mobility.
Even if you went north, Rob, and went round the front of the van.
Actually, so you normally move 6 meters with a minor action, don't you, Mike?
Yeah.
I get plus 6 meters to that distance because of my Tech level 13 leg augments. I reckon, Mickey, you're right. I think I can get to him.
So I'm thinking I get the first guy and create the
12,
initial distraction.
12 meters exactly.
Boom.
Yeah.
So as Dax has got the monoblade, and Bill just sort of does the points at the guy, bio gloop gun, and Dax is just going to go. And then his little bionic legs are banging away, and he just zips anime style up through the woods.
Nice.
So it's down to an initiative roll.
What I'll say is, an ambush you get you +6, but it's not a total ambush because they do know someone's there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you +2 to initiative.
Okay, thank you, mate.
Okay, because 2 of you passed. So whatever it says.
12 for me.
So armed police 1, armed police 2. So.
Hang on. I think Dax gets another +1 to initiative because of one of his mods. Yeah, I get +1 to initiative because of my peripheral vision enhancement, so I'm on a 13.
So you're actually on a 13. So let's have a look. Update combatant. So that's a 13. Okay. Bill, do you want to roll initiative, please, Bill?
9.
And I'll roll for Zim. Oof. What's that? 9. Not bad.
Get in, Bill. You and me have got this, boy.
Come on. Because you're
Nice.
+2 to that, right?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
One of them was 12. Damn it.
No, but you're
Yeah.
+2.
You get +2, so you and me are both on 13.
Yeah.
So shall I update you there, Zim?
That's exactly what you needed.
Yeah,
you needed
that's
to roll
exactly
11
it.
with a +2. That was great.
Have I just taken you
Boulder
off?
will fire, and then suddenly we just rush out the woods.
Just
now
taken
what's going to
you
happen
off.
is we're going to miss on all our shots. It won't.
Billem's
what-
going to sort of like jump out and go, fucking car!
What was it? What did you do in there?
Car fucking car!
So who wants to go first, Dax or Bill? You both got the same initiative.
Dax will go first because he started pumping his little cyber legs and taking the sort of snapshot. So Bill's like points at the other guy and was like, "I'll take him." So Dax's legs are just smashing through. Suddenly there's no subtlety, and he comes flying 12 meters out of the trees.
Can we make it that it is simultaneous? So like these two things, they have to be happening at the same time in
Yes.
sort of gameplay.
Yeah.
They absolutely are. It's not
Nice.
staggered.
This is fucking brilliant.
So Dax is going flying up 12 meters, and he's going to try and hit him with a
Fuck him
monoblade.
up, Rob. Fuck him up.
Right, here we go. Monoblade. Dex modifier with melee blade. Here we go. Come on, boy. Come on. Do it. Oh, the damage is rolling.
It's going to be doing damage.
That's 13 damage with AP 10.
Oh yeah.
AP 10.
Okay.
AP 10. The
For some-
monoblade is my
For
favorite.
some reason, it's set to auto roll damage. Now, it's not set like that on my system, so I suggest the way to stop it would be to. It's probably in your sort of cache, isn't it? You'd have to clear your cache browser, but it's going to clear whether you can be asked. I don't really know.
Well, I think as Dan and I were saying last week, I quite like this setting because
Don't mind it.
you know you've hit because suddenly tons of dice roll, but you don't know which ones were the hit rolls and which ones were the damage rolls, and you sort of like you're looking at the box.
It's quite nice. The explosion of dice is like the reward of.
It is.
It's happened, and now what have I done?
It's,
So actually
it's the
quite good.
dopamine hit. I like this setting a lot.
So it goes right through his armor,
Right, 13
and you
damage.
deliver 13 points of damage. So there's 8 there. So there's 5 points left, and we'll put 5 there. So it doesn't kill him, but it really cuts right through his flat jacket and gouges a line across his chest.
Dax is just he's flying out. He's just moved 12 meters in like 3 seconds or whatever. He's just like oomph, with these cyber legs, just bang, 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 and he just, like you say, just takes the monoblade and just it almost in a sort of stylized samurai move. He gets it in both hands and he just sort of goes, oomph, and then just the guy's armor just peels open, spray of blood, and then Dax will just stand there completely static and go, "You all right, mate?"
Okay, so Bill, I'm warning you now. If you use that bio-gloop gun, I think armor is the
It was really
effectiveness
bad, wasn't it? I
Can
remember
you
it
do a
being
cold
terrible.
shot to the head?
I think the effectiveness of armor is tripled.
I think let's go with the advanced combat rifle. Like, he's got armor. Let's use that.
You can do like a cold shot for the head, can't you? But it's at like massive negatives.
Yeah.
Is that right?
The other thing you've got as well, Bill, you've got this heads-up display unit.
Of course.
No, you guys didn't.
Oh yeah, we
Bill,
Does
got
that
these
work in
goggles.
melee or just in range?
No, it's just
What's
it's
this?
keyed to a single range weapon. So I'm going to
Of
show you
course
what
it
it.
is.
I'm going to show you what it is, Bill. So when you took the Goddess Astoria ship, you got this thing on your. If you look on your inventory,
Yeah,
if you look on equipment and tools,
yeah.
there's a personal heads-up display unit,
Oh,
tech level 11.
yes.
Right, it keys to a weapon. You would key it to a single weapon, so we can equip it, and it gives you a +1 to hit.
I mean, I would have put that on something with some range. I would have put that on the advanced combat rifle. It's very unlikely. I would have put something like that on a range of 15 meters. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with the ACR, and I'm going to just like pop out and just go, and try and just take him out in the face.
Okay, I'm just going to equip that for you.
Because the key thing about this actually was more about being a bit of a distraction, so that Dax had a clear run at the other guy. Because let's face it, in the time I'm doing that, otherwise, if I don't make a noise and distract, Billem's running straight past the guy. Dax is running straight past the guy. Oh,
You could have a modifier to aim.
Yeah.
If you're not moving.
You can take an aim minor action as well, can't you? If you're not
take
moving.
an aim minor action if you're not moving.
So you'd be at +2, including your HUD.
Yeah. So you can either fire a single shot. You can fire burst damage, which is basically adds 3 to the damage, or you can go full auto, but you can't aim.
Yeah.
I would go burst because again, full auto is a bit sort of like spray and pray, isn't it? Whereas I think this is like a three bullet
controlled,
and I just kind of.
So click on your weapons under advanced combat rifle burst damage, and it will do it all for you.
Oh yes, lovely. Dexterity again.
Dexterity, yeah.
I actually don't even need to select it, do I? What happened there?
You rolled garbage.
You rolled garbage, mate.
Garbage.
So that was with +1. So with +2, it would be a success with a consequence.
Yeah, with the +2, that's effective 0.
Shouldn't it be?
It is +2. It is +2. You didn't add the +2.
You didn't add +2, no.
It's +1 for the goggles.
It's a hit.
+1 for the aim. So it's a hit.
It's a hit. So the way it calculates damage when it's a burst is you add this auto score to the damage roll. Okay, so it's an auto 3. So you would roll 3d6 +3.
Okay, I'll just do that. 1,
just
2,
do it like
3.
that.
Roll it.
13
points of damage. Okay, so he's got some armor.
It's definitely not more than 10 points. The monoblade
more than 10 points. So that goes through. Oops, not 98. That's just 8. Not 98 points of damage.
98 points of damage. Yay!
Nice hit.
It hits him square in the chest, and he goes boom, 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 back. But he's not down. He's not dead. You've winded him, but he's not dead. You've definitely hurt him. Okay, so we've got now armed police. He's going to fire back. Which one is it? It's the one nearest to you, Bill. He's going to fire at you. So he has got what's called the United Space Industries Planet Sider. It's like a cheaply produced, mass-produced kind of slug rifle. He's going to burst fire at you.
Amazing.
Dex. I don't want to. Please don't kill Bill.
No Kill Bill.
Oh, it's a miss. What a wanker. What a wanker. Shit. Missed. Okay, next one. This guy, he's going to fire at you, Dax.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm scanning the rule book, but I'm sure there's rules about shooting whilst engaged in melee.
I think there is. I think we need to find out what they are.
I'm on the page. I'm just having a quick look. Combat is here.
Damage. Die for covered combat.
So, standard checks, melee attack, ranged attack.
Isn't there like a penalty for super close?
There's a common modifiers table. So you get +1 for aiming. Of course, you get +1 per action spent aiming, which is why the sniper rifle's so good, because you can lie in wait and aim like for like 2 or 3 rounds and then pop someone up. You get +1 for short range, so Bill might have even done 1 more damage. Penalties. Fast moving target. So they get -1 to hit for every full 10 meters of the movement relative to the attacker. So he'll get -1 because I moved 12 meters.
-1 because you move 12 meters. Oh, because you're faster.
Yeah, because it's a fast moving target.
Okay.
So for every
what page is that on?
Page 74 of the core rulebook, 2022.
Fast moving target. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. It doesn't say anything about in close combat, does it?
No, maybe you can just unleash on people. I might be thinking of D&D. We play too many systems.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a -1 because you're coming in so fast.
Yeah, I love that. He just emerges from the bush with his legs pumping and his sword, and the guy's like, "What the fuck?"
So did I roll? No, this is against Bill, isn't it?
The first one was against me. He missed.
Oh yeah, the other guy missed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, is this fighting against? This is fighting against you, isn't it, Dax? Sorry, I lost the thread there.
This guy's trying to shoot me as I run into combat with him.
Okay, so it would be a -1, wouldn't it? So he has actually been injured.
Yeah, he's been injured, so hopefully minus a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Oh man, they all balance out.
It's a good hit.
And
it's a good hit.
That is fine by me. Let him roll his damage. 16. That is nasty. I am currently wearing. I'm not wearing the ridiculous fact suit. I'm just wearing the cloth. So I only have 14 armor, so I take 2 damage.
2 damage.
8 points from the cloth and 10 from my cyber arm.
Yeah.
So
okay.
He just sort of takes the slash and then puts his arm up and
yeah.
And the arm will take a bit of damage.
Yeah.
But it heals with my natural healing, so I'll take 2 points in my.
Okay.
It all comes off endurance first, doesn't it?
All comes off endurance first. Yeah. So we've got Zim. Let's see if Zim can do anything here. Oops, accidentally marked him as dead.
Zim has a heart attack at the heat of combat.
Zim's got a revolver, so he's not going to be too happy about using a combat rifle, but he has got a revolver. So he's going to shoot the guy who is closest, which is the one that Bill hit.
Is that in short range?
Oh, let's have a look, shall we?
Because if Zim aims and it's short range, he'll be at +2.
7.5 meters. The range for a revolver is 10 meters.
Oh.
So it's probably not, is it?
I thought that's short range is your. Oh, maybe short range is half that range, isn't it?
It's half, isn't it?
Yeah, cool.
It's half.
All right, so it's just +1 if he wants to aim.
I'll give him a +1.
Yeah.
For aiming. Dex.
This will be where Gary's not logged on, and it's the first time Zim anyone ever plugs anyone. Oh god, it is as well.
It's an effect of 2.
That's a 9. Oh no, that's with the effect of 2.
7 points of damage. The guy's got some armor. What did I say? That was 5, 7. Okay, so he's just glances off his armor, but he is taking a bit of a hit there.
Yeah, good effort, Zim.
Okay,
Good.
Scratch, it's your go.
So I think, I mean, we're all shooting at the one that you went for, Bill. So I'll go again on that. There's no point in me trying to fire into combat. So again, I have a combat rifle. So I'll fire up a burst. So I will aim, and then I've got my goggles as well. So if
Yeah.
I just go on burst damage, it's deck. And then other modifiers. Do I put 2 in there? Is that where you put it at the very bottom?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Roll that. Oof.
17 points of damage. So minus some armor.
I found the rules about range combat in melee. We don't need to rework anything, Mike. You can only use single-handed ranged weapons such as pistols to make ranged attacks against a target in close combat.
Okay. Right, nice. So he's fucked, isn't he, basically?
Yeah, he's locked in combat, and he can only use. So I mean, I'm quite happy for him to sort of shot on my way in and sort of hit me, and then I've hit him. But yeah, you can use your pistols in close combat, but no bigger weapons.
Yeah, I think I'm happy to retcon that. What I'm going to say is it okay? Let's have it standing as it is then.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it as it is. Like Dax
you're going to kill him in a minute, aren't you?
Took a bit of a hit on the way in.
So he did 17 points of damage, Scratch. He's got some armor.
17 points of damage, you beast.
12. So that's there. 8. He is unconscious. Okay.
Oh, nice.
He's not invisible. Let's put wrong thing. Unconscious. Prone. So he's down. He's not dead, but he's definitely down. Bill, your go.
Well, I suppose it's more rounds, right? He'll do another burst fire.
Now, the guy's down in front of you. Dax is in the way. And the guy's got some cover.
Okay, yeah, good point.
I've got the guy. Maybe a subtle finishing of the other bloke, so we can in a clean way, so we can take his armor.
You could move and get yourself in a better position just in case, and you could forego your firing, but just move over perhaps to somewhere like over here or somewhere.
How many squares can I move?
6 meters. So...
Oh, there we go.
You can move 6 meters and fire, but you could move twice.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. You can forego your significant.
I'll go around the front.
2 minors. So you could move up to 18 if that's all you did.
Yeah,
you could
move to 18 if you don't fire.
So Billum will move up to the front of the vehicle here then.
See if the keys are on it.
Well, coming around the other side of this guy that Dax is fighting.
That's nice.
He wants to see the, and I'm going to say it, coup de grace.
Yeah, it was a prime seat.
Also, we've got, we should have Goldtooth with us as well.
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah, not that that's a big issue, but Dan made the good point that Goldtooth is a bloody valuable guy to have along with us.
Sorry, I missed that.
I like the idea that Goldtooth is busy chasing a stick in the woods, and he catches up with you just a bit too late for this rapid combat.
Do you want me to put him on?
He's really awkwardly close to me, just licking his lips.
Yeah, he just goes arm over your shoulder like, you're going to get burned in this one.
Okay, right, he's on. I'll put him on. Okay, but he might not need to be on because Dax, your go.
Right. No aim assist, no nothing. We're just going with a bladed weapon attack. Monoblade. Dexterity. Come on, Dax. All the dice. Damn it. Yes! No, there are the dice. 10 points of damage, no armor. He's got AP 10.
10 points of damage. No armor. Okay. Okay. So you strike him strongly with the strike him repulsively with the monoblade, and it cuts through his armor, carves another cut across his chest, perhaps, or across his stomach, and he staggers back, and he falls back he falls back. He's not dead, but he is going to retreat.
Jesus Christ! So he's taken 23 points of damage.
But plus some armor as well.
Well, yeah, but I thought the AP 10 ignored all armor.
Oh, yeah. So what did you roll?
I did him 10 damage, ignoring 10 points of armor.
Right. So how much damage have you done altogether? Have I calculated that wrong?
I believe 23. 23 points.
23. Let me just check that I've not got that wrong.
This is why Dax adores his monoblade. It was his Tech World purchase of choice.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, okay. I should be rolling higher than that as well, because it's let me think. It's Dex to hit with. Do you get your strength bonus to damage, or is that?
I don't know.
I think the point was that Dax went with the monoblade. We'll work this out another time because it really doesn't matter. Yeah. But I think if Dax has got the monoblade in his cyber arm, it does +3 damage.
What we'll say is this guy staggers back because he can't fire at that range, and he sort of retreats back, and he sort of like backpedals to sort of here. He hasn't seen Bill that you've come round there.
Nice.
He's retreating back. He can't fire, but he pulls something out of his pocket, and it looks like a little kind of communicator, and he just presses the button.
Dax is just going to go, Zim, jam it.
Whose go is it? It's Goldtooth.
Bite his hand off, Goldtooth.
Goldtooth is going to move.
Did you say I knock him back, or he
No, he backpedals back.
All right. If one combatant moves while locked in close combat, their enemy may make an immediate and free attack roll with +2 DM.
Oh, go on then.
Not that I've got the rulebook open in front of me, but it's been ages since I read the Traveller rulebook, and I was a bit rusty. So
it's a long time since I've read it. Okay, so make that immediate attack as he backpedals.
Okay.
He clicks the button, but you're going to get an immediate attack. You might be able to finish him off.
Right. It's at a +2 because he's backpedaled. It's basically an attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity.
That's going to do him a further 18 points of damage, ignoring armor.
Okay, nice. He is dead.
So he sort of the second slash gets him, and it opens up the armor again, and he sort of steps back in sort of stumbling to reach for his communicator, and Dax just sort of smiles at him and goes, "Sorry, sonny boy, not today." And he just flicks out just one-handed with the thing and just takes the guy's head off.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, Rob, you do add your strength modifier
to
the damage roll for a weapon.
I thought so. In which case, it was an extra 6 points of damage before I did that 18-point attack. So
in addition to the effect of the attack.
Yeah. So 41 points of damage total in those 3 attacks.
Let's just say he's dead. But he did get his little click off, and
caused some pain back, didn't he?
There's movement. You can hear like a heavy thud in the truck.
Oh. My brain just flashed to about 2 months ago when you sent us the book on robots and stuff, or maybe it was even in the Central Supply Catalogue, and there was the new. In fact, you had the book on robots. I just worry there's going to be an Ed 209 going to come lumbering out of that truck.
Wow.
Which a monoblade will deal with, but
would I do that to you?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming, boys. Giant mecha robot.
What do you want to do? You can hear something something big moving around in that truck. Gonna give you a round to do something.
Right. Well, I mean, technically, Dax has acted. All he's going to do is just shout, "There's something."
No, I'm gonna give you a round. Gonna give you
Okay.
another round to do something.
Okay. In that case, I'll call out and just say, "There's something fucking huge in the truck. Everybody get lined up on the doors for when it opens."
Okay.
And then, now the question is, we've got a round to get ready. I'm going to sheathe the monoblade and pull out the shotgun with the AP rounds and step back by 12 meters or range on the shotgun's 50. So I'm going to step back a ton of squares and aim at the doors.
Where do you want to be, Bill?
How much is that?
Maybe you step back to there.
If that's 7.5,
Can
I'll
Billum
come
see
right back
through
in.
the front window? What's going on? Is that
Just
possible?
see the cab. Just see the cab.
Okay.
No one in
Is
there.
it like a block? Yeah, there's a block cab. Yeah. Okay.
In which case, Billum's going to sort of. I think I'm going to sort of like. I feel like I want to sort of edge round the side to sort of here. Do you know what I mean? He's just going to sort of wait and see what, because that other guy's out of it, isn't he? Over there, yeah. He's
Yeah.
So he's just going to edge to there, I think, and see what comes out the back of it.
What about you, Scratch? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna move down. Oh, move down this way where Dax went to here.
Okay. Okay.
Oh. Frick.
The doors of the truck fly open,
Why didn't we bring Raytar with us? This would have been hilarious. He'd been shitting his pants.
and this fucking huge metal thing jumps out. Do you want to see a picture of it?
More than I want anything in the world.
No.
It's got like 4 legs, lots of kind of joints, and the bulk of it looks to be a huge fucking gun.
A murder cock.
Zim needs to hack the hell out of the murder cop.
Yeah, can Zim do that on like this? Like, have you got things to do?
On his initiative step, surely, if Zim could hack the murder cock, we could have a good little weapon.
It takes time to hack. Okay.
We just need to cause distractions.
It can take 10 minutes.
Surely you just got to stroke it.
We need to make the murder cock ejaculate, and then it will go to sleep. I just hope it's not me that it shoots.
I'd have to look at the rules for hacking just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it can take. It's 1d6 times 10 minutes. So it would take him.
For some reason, my brain only registered 1d6 times 10 damage when you said that, and I was like, oh
Okay.
no.
So it would take him 20 minutes to hack it, but he could try and do it in 2 minutes, which is a lot of rounds.
Like 20 rounds or something, isn't it?
Yeah, he could try and do it in 2 minutes if he makes it a harder roll. If he increases the difficulty.
I think if we can disable it and then maybe hack it and repair it and then keep it.
You've got to survive 20 rounds, okay?
No. We kill it first and then we repair it, or at least sell it for scrap. But I think we've got to slag it.
Blend it with Odin.
Yeah. We're going to get Odin repaired. We just turn Odin into a dog with that on his back.
No, underneath, he literally just like.
Take that, autonomous artillery robot.
Yeah.
Artillery? That's not a good word.
Have I spelt it correctly? Artillery, sorry. It should be artillery robot. Yes, it should be I've spelled artillery wrong.
Okay.
It's an autonomous artillery robot. Big fucking metal thing.
Is this a
AAR.
Can we look at this? Like, can we get a feel whether this is a runaway obstacle, or do we kind of like get a feel that actually we can take this? Do you know what I mean? Is this, or do we have no idea?
Pretty big.
Dax has never run away in his life.
It probably weighs about 600 kilos. It's a big lump of metal.
Shit.
A big fucking lump of metal. It's got a huge, like, laser support weapon. Oh, I was really hoping that you wouldn't know. Please didn't say it. You could probably run away from it if you walked in different directions, but someone's probably gonna die. Dax, I'm gonna let you not take that hit that you took before, because I think there's a chance that you'll be killed here.
I'm suddenly not going to argue with you, mate. Thank you.
This feels like the sort of thing you want to be up close with, though, really, because like actually being a distance from a heavy weapon is way more dangerous than being up close.
In close combat, it can't shoot anything other than a pistol. So it can't fire its laser at me in close combat. I can hack it with the monoblade.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
It could swing at you with the book, couldn't it? It could like.
It could absolutely slap me with it, but I don't mind slaps compared to laser shots.
Okay.
There was a reason that Dax deliberately moved back exactly 12 meters just in case whatever came out looked like it might want re-engaging. So I'm ready.
Okay.
If I can get it locked in combat and start hacking at it, then we can do like the end of the original It by Stephen King. It's big and terrifying. We just roll it on its side and kick the shit out of it until it dies.
Okay. All right. Well, you've got enough. There's a few of you, so it is achievable. And I think you are right about, like, if you're close up, it's gonna fucking. If you're far away, it's gonna fucking waste you.
It's more than achievable. Dax is gonna lock this big boy in combat, and if it tries to get out of combat, he's just getting free monoblade hits for days.
Okay. All right. So, Bill, you go first. I'll let you keep the same initiative round that you've got. You don't have to roll for initiative again.
Okay.
Bill, you go first.
I'm just thinking I need to have a look at if I've got any kind of grenades or anything, something I can slap on its back, you know?
That's it. You can shoot it before I engage it, but before it gets to attack back. Because once it's locked in combat, you guys may not be able to shoot it. I don't know.
But if you come up super close, it's going to struggle to.
Yeah.
You won't be able to fight it, will you? Because you'll be melee weapons. It's going to kick the shit out of it.
Yeah, we'll literally scratch it to death with keys.
Whittle it away.
Yeah, just slowly carve our names in it till it stops functioning.
Willem sort of like run up behind it and sort of jump on the top of it and just start ripping cables out.
It's armor plated. It's a military. Yeah, it's a military weapon.
Your new picture is badass, but it's not that badass.
Not badass.
But it would have like some of the cables and stuff. Like, even though they might be tough, but they've got to be able to move, right? So like, even when you look at like military robots and stuff, they have rubberized joints.
Some kind of joints. Okay, so what I'll say is you're going to have to make an athletics roll to get on it, and then you'll have to make some sort of combat, what sort of weapon are you going to use? Hands? Or are you just going to use, have you got some kind of melee weapon?
I have got
attack its weak links.
Haven't you got like a claw hammer or something we stole from that ship ages ago?
I mean, I've got my monkey knife.
Yeah, just slash through the cables. There's not much voltage in them to power a laser rifle.
It can't be dangerous at all.
Well, I've got my Gauss pistol. I can just like Gauss pistol into the.
Yeah, just
start shooting
I've got
into
my
it.
heavy revolver. Heavy revolver's even better. I just want to find like a chink in the armor and just like
push it right into a joint and just empty.
Nice. Okay, I like that. Okay, so make an athletics dex roll. Have you got athletics dex?
Can I go with athletic strength?
Well, you've got to get on top of it. No, you can't. You can make an athletics roll. You can make an athletics roll.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll say the effect of that roll you're going to use as a task chain for your combat roll.
Oh dear, here we go. Right.
Oh, yes.
Yes, +3, baby.
So you got a +3. So where is my GM notes regarding that?
GM notes say you fucked. Your machine be dead.
It don't matter
Cast
what,
chain.
it don't matter what you did.
So
You're my wife now.
you're going to get a +2 to your attack. So
Okay.
now can you now make a melee roll? Or no, gun combat, wasn't it? You're going to try
So do
and
I just
fire
click
into its
on-
weak links.
Click on my heavy revolver and put a
2
on the
in the extra
modifiers.
modifiers.
Sorry, did you
Yeah.
say 2?
2, yeah.
And he has dexterity again. There's nothing that helps on that side of things. So just 2 on the other modifiers. There we go.
Puddle of dice. Oh, they're all good dice. 20 damage.
Why did
20
that
damage.
happen? Oh, because
Just
does that mean I hit
nervous, good.
automatically?
Yeah. So when you hit, it automatically rolls the damage dice
Damage
for
for
you.
you as well.
Yeah. It should be set to not do that now, but I think your internet browser is remembering the settings.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You'd have to wipe your browser.
I
not wipe
refuse
your
to turn
browser.
it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd have
we
to
were
sort
saying,
of-
Vicky, that we quite like it because it's that reward of I'm going to try and hit it, and when you see explosion of dice when you do it, you go, "Oh, I've hit it, and I'm getting all the damage all in
Yeah.
one."
And when you
Yeah.
see all the 6s you just rolled.
Yeah,
So what I'm going to
20.
say is you're going to reduce its armor, okay? So you're going to deliver some damage there. You're going to reduce its effective armor.
These armor plates flying off as you just shove a pistol in a gap and pull the
So-
trigger.
How much damage did you do? 20 points.
20 points.
Billem's just like,
Ride 'em, cowboy.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you're opening up, bam, 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 into some of its kind of like vulnerable parts. This thing is thrashing around, but it does not stop. Dax, it's your go.
To this point, Dax has got a grin from ear to ear watching Bill ride this thing like a fucking bronco.
You have to make a dex roll every round, okay? Or you get thrown off.
Okay.
He's just going to scream, "Come on, Billy boy! That's the fucking spirit. Leave some for the rest of us."
Fucking bronco. This is brilliant.
And he's gonna his cyber legs are booting up. He's gonna fly straight in there, and he's gonna smack it with the monoblade.
Oh, this is amazing.
So we are
Okay.
going with monoblade, dex, roll, and it'll be, if it hits, it's +3 to whatever the damage says because of my strength modifier.
Yes.
So it's actually 16 damage with an armor piercing of 10.
Okay. Right, armor piercing of 10.
So 16 damage, and it ignores 10 armor.
Okay. So damage. Okay. Okay, woof, you slice down into it. You cut through the metal casing, but it does not stop.
Okay, right, well, good luck on it managing to do anything other than smack me with a laser or chuck Bill off. Let's just hack it up. That's
Goldtooth.
whooping now.
Now, Goldtooth is in a bit of trouble here because if he fires at it, he could hit Bill.
He could.
Right, so Dax, I'm going to let you give a command here to what you want him to do. 'Cause you can do a free action as a shout.
Do I have any sense of how much I've damaged it? Like, is it a scratch, or between Bill and I, is it looking like it's, it's sparking a bit and we're working on it?
Sparking a bit. You're definitely making a difference here.
Okay. Dax is just going to shout out, "Nobody shoot! Billum's still on the fucking thing. Me and him have got this.
Okay,
Pull on in close if you want."
yeah, so Goldtooth is going to come in a bit closer and then he's going to come into a sort of crouch and start taking aim. Okay, next round we've got Zim. I think probably Zim is just going to sort of stay there a little bit, stay out. He's not.
As long as he doesn't spontaneously die, he's doing better than last round.
Yeah, Scratch, it's your go, Scratch.
I'm gonna get into the. There's not much I can do. I can't do much on hand to hand on this thing. I think I need to get into the woods.
You've got that hammer, haven't you?
Yeah, but from this distance, I can't cover the distance.
You could
But
also
I'm still going to go in the woods and start moving up through the woods. At least I've got cover.
you can
Okay.
do up to 18 meters if you took all 3 of your minor actions. You could potentially get in the vehicle, and
Ooh.
get the truck ready to move, and/or like
Reverse
reverse.
over it. Yeah, but it'll take you out. It'll take you 2 hours.
Steady.
Wait till it chucks Bill off, and then smack into it backwards.
Tell you what, I think. Where's the measure? Where's the measure? I think I would use both actions. I just think I'd use both actions to get up to here,
Hmm.
and then get ready.
Start
Because if you
looting
guys
the corpse.
if you get thrown off, then at least I'm in that position to either shoot,
Yeah.
or if you're not, the next turn I'm in for to come in with the big,
Yeah,
big hammer. Okay, so that was. Where did I say it's going to go? That one. Okay.
Out there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
There,
so
there.
that's it. You can go anywhere up to about 18. So
Sort of parallel with Dax, isn't it?
yeah,
But you could move a bit further if you want.
How to turn my measuring thing? What's going on?
Top sort of
oh yeah. If you're measuring, click on the little square box called select tokens.
There it is. And where do we say I'm going to go to there? Was it?
Yeah,
I think
or
it's that
what?
one.
I think you go one further up.
One
Parallel.
further, about there.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've got another minor action. You can still do another minor action. Scratch. That's 2 minor actions.
Can I aim?
You
And
can
then
aim, but
does
you
that
can't
work
fire.
for next? Yeah, but does it roll over to the following?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
you-
So
you
I
can
will now
stack
take
up
aim.
those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So this autonomous robot, it's got a number of options here. Bill is riding it like a bucking bronco. Dax is engaged in combat. It doesn't feel that it could do a significant hit to them. It's going to fire at Goldtooth.
Ooh. I was going to say, can it do that when it's locked in combat with me? But then it's a great big fucking beast, isn't it?
It's a great big fucking
Does,
beast.
DM's
does what it
choice.
wants.
Well, long as it can't kill any of the main ones, that's fine. Let it pop some NPCs. I'm worried
Right.
about the weapon on this thing.
It's a,
No, I'm not.
it's
Oh
a
no,
mili-
effective 2. What's this targeting system?
It's got a great targeting system.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Goldtooth's dead.
What?
Okay. Goldtooth has got some armor.
I'm really glad it didn't aim at Scratch.
Yeah.
Got some armor, 30%.
Uh-oh.
He's got 8 points of armor. It does 30 points of damage.
Can
So that's 7.
Zim be calling the coup down?
7.
Zim
What's
give the
his
mortician
total?
a ring.
12, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4, 25. He's dead.
Oh god.
No.
Oh my god.
Bumf. Like, he's just absolutely fried. This thing, it's like a... It's like a twice as powerful as an infantry weapon, and he's just melted on the spot.
Dax is just going to try and shout, "Get to cover! Get to cover! Get to cover!"
Shit.
Jesus,
This
it's just got real, didn't it?
I'm
Literally
sorry,
just
guys.
melted one of our guys in one go.
Melted one of you guys in one go, and Zim just goes like that. Shit.
Goldtooth's the only red shirt we've got.
Oh, it's a red shirt, yeah.
Only
Yeah.
more red shirts.
Bill, you're gonna have to make another dex roll to stay on this fucking thing.
Yeah, okay.
Where's
right.
Raytar when you need him? He
Oh,
always
gosh.
gets shot by stuff.
With his fire extinguisher.
8d6 plus 2 damage.
All right, let's try and get the right screen. It said another dex roll, wasn't it? Here we go. Right, skills is skills.
Come on,
Right.
Bill.
You weren't meant to fight this. You weren't meant to fight this. Just
This wasn't meant to happen.
This wasn't meant to happen.
Oh, Dax was
it's
thinking if he got in
athletics.
combat with it, it wouldn't be able to shoot anything other than a pistol, so we'd be fine, but it's too big. Yes, come on, Bill. That's a hit. You've stayed on.
I've stayed on.
Okay,
Can
so
I
but
put
there's no
more
effect.
rounds in it?
You can put more rounds in it, yeah.
Let's go back to inventory. Heavy revolver. Here we go. Come on, heavy
Can
revolver.
you on the top. Now you're on the top. You're pumping rounds into it. Like from this picture, did it have like a targeting sight
It's
or
buried
something on its
inside.
top?
It's buried inside.
Okay, fine.
No, nothing on
All right.
top.
Here we go.
Yes.
Nice.
12
Nice.
points
12
of
points.
damage.
It's not
Okay,
too-
and I did say that you were going to endure some armor, weren't you?
Yeah,
you said
'cause you got
last
that
time it took
pistol.
off some armor, I think, on the last one.
Inside it.
Took off some armor.
At what point do we start damaging it?
You're still damaging it. You are
Yeah.
damaging it.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, cool.
I've done it some points of damage. I did 16,
Yeah.
ignoring 10 armor, but I
Yeah.
don't know how much armor it's got.
Yeah, you fire another round into it, and the thing just kind of like shudders, but it does not stop. Like there's smoke coming out of it now. And there's like sparks coming. Can't be much longer. Dax, I think if you can hit this thing
Come on.
and hit it fucking hard, you could fucking destroy it.
Come on.
Here we go, boys.
Don't fucking miss.
Oh my god.
I didn't miss. 16 points of damage, ignoring 10 armor.
Okay. So, ignoring 10 armor. So that gives it some armor.
Shit.
And you did 16 points of damage.
Yeah. Oh god, look at him doing the cheating thing.
Call it.
So Dax he's all full of bravado as Bill jumped on top of it, whooping and hollering, runs in, first slash, cuts a load of cables, damages the armor frame on it, and he's like, "We're having this. This is going to be ours." And then it opens up, and he doesn't see what's happened yet to Goldtooth. He hears the scream, and he can smell the burning, but he's half blind now just from this laser thing has gone off right in his face. And he just takes the monoblade and just jabs it out where he remembers the thing being and just buries it full length up to the handle inside, and then tears it up and out as the thing just kind of sags down on its legs.
Yeah. Like a dying spider.
Yeah. And then some of that bravado has slightly dissipated as he looks around and realizes that there's no way Goldtooth survived that.
Just 2 feet.
Yeah.
As the thing sort of like sumps down, Billum sort of like stands up and just like stamps on the thing's head, just like, yeah, fucking stay down.
Dax is sort of, he's looking at Goldtooth, he's looking at the messy remains, but he's still going to grin at Billum and just put up a high five.
Yeah. Yeah, poor Goldtooth, like he's just mist. He was just turned into mist. It's like a tactical heavy weapon. That's like a heavy weapon that would take a group of guys to carry that. Big fucking gun.
Right, shove it in the back of the van if we're lucky.
It's 600 kilos. This fucking thing weighs 600 kilos. You're not able, four of you.
It's more than half a ton.
It's more than half a ton. You're
That's
not getting
a
that back in.
piece of kit.
Yeah, this is pretty high-tech weapon. Definitely military.
And there's nobody else around here, so we could call the coup to land at the farm and get every one of us to try and haul it in. Would we manage to get it in the back of the coup that way? What's left of it?
Probably get it in.
Even if it's just for salvage, even if we can't repair it, the salvage on it's got to be worth a bit.
Yeah, I guess there's a fucking way, isn't there? There's there is a way. It might take you a day to do that.
Right,
to sort of get it in. Do you want to do it now? Because I mean, I guess it's 5 to 11, so that's probably a good point to stop, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Plus, it doesn't get 10 more tenths than that.
I fucking thought you were gonna die. I was like, I had in my mind, I've got all these assets which are spread across the area, and I was like, right, that's there, and let's see what happens. And if you decide to do something that is off that I haven't got a map for, we'll just freestyle the map and see. And I absolutely did not expect you to go for the truck. And the truck was there with that weapon to bring in if things started going south for the forces. So you have actually hit Hallie quite hard there by taking that out. I'll show you the image of the of the what's it called. Oh no, I won't show you the image. Should I show you the image of the fort? What do you want to do now? Tell me what you want to do now. So I've got an idea what you want to do next.
I think for me, the first thing I want to do is if we get half a chance, we could do with burying, if there's any remains of Goldtooth, just chucking his remains in a few feet of earth, because boy did well. Plus, if his gold teeth survived, well, because when waste not one not.
Yeah.
But Dax wants to just quickly search these farm buildings, because if they're stationed here, maybe they've got some comms gear here that communicates with the fort. So just sort of inspect the area to see if they've got any communication with the fort, see if anything's been seen or received from the discharge of an extremely heavy military grade weapon.
Yeah. So the fort, the farm buildings in themselves are pretty rustic, not super primitive, but fairly basic kind of affairs. There's no real comms. There's certainly nothing tech in there. The building looks like it's been recently abandoned, definitely recently used, but the people who live there have gone, probably chased off by Hallie's soldiers. There is a comms radio unit in the truck, which I guess while you're investigating gets the odd, bit of a report to what's going on in the sort of town there.
Can we monitor that channel for a little bit just to see if anything comes through about this skirmish, or if it is all just news in the town? Then at least we know that they're just still talking about that and nothing about us.
See if we've raised any awareness by this gun going off.
Yeah,
I suspect they're not going to have noticed a bit of small arms fire and a monoblade, but they might have noticed an artillery piece.
Well, it depends how much noise it makes. If it's laser based,
that's true. Actually, big flash of light.
There's no shell, is there?
Yeah, but there was a bit of fire from your weapons, wasn't there?
My assault rifle was probably the loudest thing that went off there, I would have thought, because I fired the assault rifle, didn't I?
If you look at that map, we're a long way away from...
Let's take you to the map at Ellerton.
Yeah, we're a long way away from the tower, and we're a pretty long way away from the north of the bridge. So you may not have heard the assault rifle.
About 600 meters from the bridge.
Oh, okay.
You'd hear weapons fire.
Yeah, and about 1.5 kilometers from the...
1.5 kilometers from the tower.
Damn it, that's why I was going to use the gloop gun. I remember now, because it's kind of quiet.
Yeah, okay, so what's happening now is Control are radioing in, Unit 3, please report. Come in, Unit 3.
Dax will just get on the comms and just say, yeah, we're fine down here. Slight weapons malfunction, nothing serious, but everything's okay down here. I mean, how are you?
Who is this?
You're breaking up, and then it'll just go, Zim, jam the signal.
Okay.
Isn't this where you kind of just take the rifle and just blast the
boring conversation anyway?
Panel?
Let's see what Zim can do.
Dax was always sort of meant to be Han Solo, but he's now becoming a cliche. Come on, Zim.
Okay, yeah, Zim. He can sort of do that. He can sort of jam it. It looks like it to make it sort of like a bit of sort of interference.
Yeah.
But weapons fire has been heard. There was like Bill's revolver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was quite loud as well.
Yeah. Didn't Scratch fire a burst?
Yeah, I fired as well actually, didn't I?
Yeah. So there's just been, I guess, in the hills.
Just a little burst of crack.
Yes.
Yeah. So
apart from them saying, Unit C, come in. We can hear automatic weapons, weapon fire reported over by the farm. Please report. And then Zim is like, right, I can sort of cut that signal. So you've been, something's happening. They know something's happening. They don't know what, but they know there's been weapons fired.
Compared to that, I think we've got a pretty easy time at the tower. We reckoned 4 guys at the tower. As long as none of those guys is a mobile artillery platform weighing over 0.5 ton, we're fine.
Well, to be fair, even if they are, we know how to deal with that now.
That's true. We just ride it like a bucket.
Riding it like a cowboy.
Just pull on the chaps and off you go.
That was about the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen Bill do. Fucking
That was so good.
ride a robot.
Can't believe I've got such an attachment to Goldtooth because Dan played him in one session.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He's not quite an NPC. He's a semi PC. And
PC and his dad.
It hurt that. I mean, if it had been Silek, if it had been Kirsch, yeah, all right, we've been with Kirsch since Marduk, but fine. But Goldtooth, man, I remember when we found Goldtooth in that control room. I killed everyone apart from him, and we took it. That's a big one.
He was there for the sausage belt.
He was the man. He was the only reason the sausage belt succeeded.
Yeah. He made it happen. Yeah.
He got us to squirrel suit territory.
Absolutely fried. That weapon does the artillery unit. The robot has got like a gun combat of 4.
Yeah, 4 and 8d6 damage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Can I have a look at where Goldtooth went? And is there a gold tooth just on the floor?
Yeah.
Just a gold tooth. That's all that's left.
Just
yeah.
one.
The gold tooth.
It's
Just one
missed.
gold tooth.
I think we need to make a necklace out of that.
Yeah, I'll pick that up, and then I'll throw it to you, Dax.
That's just
Like, you might want this, and throw it over to you.
and he'll look at it in a more reflective way than you've ever seen Dax, and he'll sort of spin it in a light, and he'll just say, "Appreciate that, there, hog boy. I'm keeping this one. This is not for sale." And when we've got a chance, Dax is going to get that drilled, and he's going to wear it round his neck. He's going to have the gold tooth round his neck for forevermore, because it's his bravado and his leadership that led to him getting vaporized. He's feeling that one. You know, Dax sort of thinks he can take on the world and does all this stupid shit, but actually this is the first time he's had real consequence to his actions.
Lost someone. He lost a guy tonight. Tell me what you want to do next.
We still need to get to that tower. It's still about getting to that tower now, isn't it?
I still think the tower is the next priority.
Right.
I think we take the truck. And to be fair, if that truck had a 600 kilo laser artillery piece in the back, it's probably got some cracking suspension. It's a truck worth having.
I did have a picture of. I forgot a picture of the truck.
We could all be in the back.
Yeah.
There's one unconscious. Okay, the one unconscious police officer we need to finish off cleanly.
Yeah.
That gives us one uniform.
There it is.
Because I diced the other
There you go. Amazing. Right. So that gives us one uniform. The other one's slashed up. So someone could wear the uniform and be the driver.
Yeah.
And the rest of us could be in the back.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, I have drive ground vehicle, but I'm not sure I should be trusted to talk to the people when we get to the gate.
That is amazing. I love that truck.
Yeah, it's
That
lovely,
truck is
isn't it?
ace.
It's
So
fucking just so sexy that.
we'll take the truck. I think as Dan says, we finish off the other guy and we hide those bodies because, you know, someone might check on this outpost. We can't do a lot to hide the artillery piece.
Can we? It's a big bulky thing. This thing's huge.
Yeah.
Can we, at the very least, like, I don't know, like,
Just
use the truck to
shove
push it back in?
back into the woods. Yeah.
I'll let you disguise it somehow.
Yeah.
It's because it's right on the border of the woods. You could discover it. You could cover it in a tarp, maybe from the
Just throw it all over.
and just cover it in branches and
Chuck some
things
branches
like that.
and stuff over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back and get it when you've got a bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Do you want to see the so the road that goes? Well, tell me when you've had enough. We won't go into anything major here, because obviously the time is getting late and stuff. But the road sort of hugs the contour. It's a rough gravel dirt track, really, and the road kind of hugs the contour of the hill. It's pretty old, and then starts to go up. It's not very high. It's just more of a hill. It's not mountain. The mountains are further aside. I'm going to show you the view of the sort of outpost. And you can just have a little
So
think
we're
about...
rolling up in this beast.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to show you the... So this is the... this is the kind of terrain. Dark, rocky, volcanic kind of basalt with heather and sort of long grasses. The ruined outpost itself is a bit perched on the edge. You've got higher sort of rocky sort of background to it. It's backed up against a rock face, and it perches up, giving a bit of a commanding view over this sort of area of the hills. And that's where the signals are coming from.
Yeah, why are they using that old? There's something going on.
It's just got an elevated position.
Yeah, okay.
It's the most elevated position from which to receive and broadcast signals. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The truck itself, other than the artillery robot, has it got any weapons or anything, or is it just a big chunky defensible truck?
It's just a big chunky defensible truck.
Okay.
Sort of it's got some armor.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's got some armor.
There's no more kit in there. There's no more equipment in there or anything.
No, nothing. I mean, I guess there might be just some bottles of water and snacks and things, but nothing.
Oh, snacks!
Snacks. Okay,
snacks.
So
the guy's
straight
lunchbox.
away find the rations. He'll find the field rations, and any if he's got any food at all, and he'll just rifle through it and just eat it straight up.
The guy's lunchbox is in there with a yogurt, and you're just gonna eat it.
Yeah, just smash the yogurt in one, and then throw the cart out. Yeah.
Amazing.
Alrighty. I think we should probably stop there, eh?
Astonishing session.
We can plan
that felt tense. That was great. I enjoyed that.
The tension suddenly ramped up. I think as well, we just need to make the point in the WhatsApp group that that's the first time in a Traveller campaign that a character has died.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep saying to Andy, we'll keep just mentioning why did we bring Raytar along? He was never good in combat.
Brutal. Yeah. I don't think I felt the level of tension on that robot because I didn't know how dangerous it was, whereas I think, Mike, you knew exactly how dangerous that was, which is why I think you were kind of way more nervous, because I was like, okay, well, Mike,
I was super nervous.
You're not going to put us into a situation where we're going to die, whereas I think actually from your side, you're like thinking, shit, they're going to die this week.
Yeah, I was thinking shit because what I decided is the guy had an activator. And I thought, I'm going to give him a chance to activate it. And if he gets to press the button, then it enters the combat at whatever point. And he literally just about managed it as Dax killed him. And then it came out. It would have been a different matter if it had come out with the two of them, because you would have found yourself, you couldn't have defeated it.
What I liked about that was Mickey was like, right, is this a runaway situation or is this a stand and fight? And you went, you can run away. And we all just went, no. And I think in my head, I was playing Dax as Dax, and that's what Dax does. And he was like, I want that. That was cool. Let's cut it up. But also, we've played a lot of D&D recently, and D&D feels a bit like, I mean, the DM's not going to throw something that's just going to wipe us out. That's not fun. So we'll get stuck in. And you forget, Traveller's lethal.
It's proper lethal.
You don't mess with Traveller.
Yeah.
Felt like it was tense in the sense of it's just a bit of it felt like it was going to be a difficult combat, and we had Bill riding it, shooting it, pulling things off. We were hacking away at it. We're moving into position. So it felt in my head, the only way I could describe it is we were facing a Traveller equivalent of an ogre.
Yeah.
Right? And then it shot, and then it went, oh shit, it's a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh my god. If it hits any of us, it's just gone. And so the tension wasn't full until that shot went off. And then it was like, holy shit, if we miss any of our dice rolls, we're just going to be dead, then the next one dead, then the next one dead, then the next one dead.
Actually, you handled it brilliantly. By being close and up and close, it couldn't bring its weapon to bear on you. So you did, and it sort of made that decision. This thing likes to shoot things. It's quite a simple robot. It likes to shoot things. You guys were close to it. It doesn't think you're a threat. You were a threat. It doesn't think you're a threat. It saw Goldtooth. He's got the most armaments. Take him out.
Also, I think I mean, it's logical and it makes sense, but also I think you did us a big GM favor. There was a little bit of a sort of, we'll show these boys how serious this is without just killing one of them off the bat. And that targeting was, it led to a really sort of emotional and tense scene without any of us going, oh, I didn't think I'd just be deleted by an artillery laser. That was stupid of us.
Brilliant.
But then, as you said,
really
you know,
good.
you can run away, but if you run away, it's probably going to shoot a few
It's
of
going
you.
to shoot you in the back, is it? It's going to shoot you in the back.
There's no way we could have got away from
couldn't.
that at
No.
distance, could we? Because let's face it, with a weapon like that, I mean, we just couldn't have got away fast enough.
The range on it's massive, so it would have literally just melted all of us as we ran.
I've got a picture of because it comes as that weapon comes as a infantry weapon.
Is it relatively similar to what my character was using in that World War II scenario when I played the giant lizard guy?
No, it's not as powerful as that. I nearly gave it that, and then I thought, no, that's too fucking. It's just too fucking much.
That was obscene. Look at the state of that.
Laser support weapon. So it is a targeted energy support weapon, infantry support weapon designed to go aboard vehicles for anti-personnel work, long and heavy. The
other thing is, if we can carve that off the chassis, you know, and it depends on where the power pack is and stuff for an artillery unit, a mobile unit. But if we can carve that off the chassis and just take it as
it could be
like
with the right,
retrofitted
it could be with the right tools. I reckon if someone, I think Zim has got robotics. I think if you had the right tools with people with engineering, mechanics, robotics, I bet that could be refitted onto something else.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a nice thing to have, like on the top of the APC, or even like a big hatch gun on the coup, like helicopter style, fly in and just have it on the side of the coup for atmosphere.
It's got a range of 625 meters, as 125 shots before it needs recharging. So
125 shots at 86. I mean, that's an army killer.
It just doesn't quit.
Yeah. So
that's not trying to punch a man in the face 6 times and doing no damage, is it? Oh, mate, that was an incredible session, because I think
it was really good.
We got lucky.
He did. But I think that's probably the most lethal opponent you'll face at the moment. Who knows what lies ahead? For now, who knows what lies ahead? So next week we're going to take you to the outpost, the old ruined outpost, where you're going to take out whatever forces are there and try and use the sensors and go from there.
Is Andrew back with us next week?
I presume so. Yeah.
Because then he can be because if we're going in, then he can be doing the radar jamming signal like down into that, just trying to make sure that we're doing something he can do. On his return.
Yeah. Right, nice one, guys.
Awesome.
Lovely. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, speak to you in the week and see you next week. All right.
I'm glad we survived.
So am I.